Hey guys, it is Slashback Saturday again. It's Brian here, and the theme the Joel the Horror Man has set for this week is titled Halfway to Halloween Slashers, which essentially is slasher films that take place during Halloween. And the film I've chosen to review this week is American Nightmare. This is a 2000 release, and this one does take place during Halloween, despite its title. The title actually refers to a radio show that's actually happening on Halloween. Essentially, we have a group of people who are at this bar on Halloween night, and they called into this radio show, and they're telling the DJ their deepest, darkest fears. But at the same time, there was a crazed ex-nurse who's actually at the bar as well, and she's listening in, and she decides that she's gonna hunt these people down and knock them off one by one. This is such an odd film. This film essentially wants to be Halloween mixed with Scream. Like at the beginning of the film, everyone's like doing movie quotes and stuff like that and talking about horror films and stuff. And then one of the girls, she decides that she's gonna spend the night babysitting as opposed to going out with the rest of her friends, like Laurie Strode did in the original Halloween. Um, Now the thing about this film is it's not really good. I actually watched this film a couple years ago, and I really didn't want to review this one because I had watched it before. But when I started watching it, I realized that I'd forgotten everything about this movie. Essentially, at the beginning of the film, when it starts, there's a group of kids in the woods, and they're talking about how this one nurse at this hospital went nuts and killed a bunch of people. And she inexplicably shows up in the woods and kills the four people that are there because they're planning to have a party in the woods, and it's around Halloween time. And then it shifts a year later, and then it starts up at the bar proper. Now, the thing about this is I don't like to review films based on what it should have been, but if I was making this film, I would have actually set this one in the hospital. Like it would have started off with the character played by Debbie Rochon, and she would have went nuts and killed a bunch of people in the hospital, and then it would have cut to a year later, and the hospital, because of the massacre, has been shut down, and you have a group of kids that sneak in there for Halloween night, but lo and behold, she's still in the hospital and they're locked in with her. That should have been the film. Now, the film that we do get, like she essentially just like she's stalking these people as they go from around town to party, and she's knocking people off and stuff, showing up in people's houses unannounced. The kill scenes in this one are all unfortunately underwhelming. There's no real blood or really on-screen kills. Like one guy gets castrated, but it's off-screen, so you get to see him make weird faces while he's pretending to bleed to death. Um, Debbie Rochon is okay as the killer. Like she overacts in most of her scenes, which is kind of amusing. Now, the one thing that really annoyed me about this film is at the beginning of the film, when they're talking on the to the DJ on the radio, you can hear the DJ through the speakers of the bar, but when the people talk, you don't hear their voices through the radio. You hear them just talking into the phone, which I thought was kind of annoying. Um, Now, at first I felt bad about thinking of what this film should have been, but then I remembered that this film actually ends in an abandoned school, and it kind of looks like a hospital anyways. So they really easily could have like put some gurneys in there and did the hospital setting. It would have gave the film much more atmosphere than what it ended up having. I can't really recommend this one, which is kind of unfortunate. Like their hearts were in the right place. They're obviously horror film lovers and stuff, but this film is a slasher film and a horror film is a complete failure for me, anyways. All right, guys, that's my review for this week. Thanks for watching, everybody, and take care and stay safe.